Ephesians 6:11 says, "Put on the full armor of God so you can fight against the devil's tricks." That means to be prepared. Welcome to the first episode of Christians and the Occult. We decided to do this because of my sister's experience within the cult. Jesus saved her from that. Amen. If you want to know more information on her testimony, we did film part 1 of her testimony. So you can watch this and then go watch that. We'll be filming part 2 of her testimony Monday and hopefully have it up by Wednesday. And out of that testimony, her and I talking and praying about it, we decided to do this as a series, a regular series on our YouTube channel. So my sister, having gone through it, is her calling to help other people who are in it and trying to get out, or and also just Christians for things to look out for. So this is probably going to be a weird start to this because this is the first episode, but we hope you get something out of these episodes, and we hope that it reaches someone, and we hope that you learn something from what we're going to be talking about on our series Christians and the Occult. I'm Nikki.
I'm Luna.
And today's episode is about wands. And this is how it's probably going to go. We're just starting off on this part, this series. And so I believe I'm going to be asking the questions, almost like if you were asking. So if there's a question you want me to ask my sister about the occult, send me an email, comment below, and we possibly get your question in. So today's episode is about wands. So can you tell us a little bit about wands?
Okay, so like every child, when they watch their childhood favorite Disney maybe, or Universal, or whatever child friendly and family friendly, like Halloween movie, they're usually around witches and stuff, and like other like mythological creatures, right? Specifically for witchcraft, they always show as wands being the center tool in order to do any kind of spell.
Mm-hmm.
But that's completely false.
So that's a fantasy.
It's definitely fantasy, and the way they say the spells is complete fantasy. So just let that sink in. I'm going to explain a little bit of what wands are actually used for.
The truth.
Yes. Wands are a tool used for certain rituals and very specific kind of spells. Mm-hmm. Has to be written well within the ritual spell. There's simple spells and there's ritual spells. They're meant for ritual, so you can't just go say a few lines of a spell and it's gonna happen.
So not like Alora Mora.
Yeah,
that's
no. That's not how that works out. The only thing that you can do that with the power of your tongue is cursing or blessing, so you don't need a wand to do it. You use your tongue. I would say that's the most thing I think God preaches, really, in His Word.
You need a blessing or cursing somebody.
Blessing or cursing somebody. So wands are typically used for specific rituals only, and they're usually for like, I would say, a lot of black magic.
Ephesians 6:11 says, "Put on the full armor of God so you can fight against the devil's tricks." That means to be prepared. Not just bad things that happen in your life, but every day as Christians, there's a spiritual warfare going on that we're fighting that's invisible to the eye.
Because usually healing and protecting spells and all that jazz is usually more earthly elements. So you wouldn't really need a wand for that. So wands are kind of geared toward black magic. And as for like, I was always fascinated in wands as a tool. Did I ever actually use one? Once. Like, that's how rare you usually use that tool. Mm-hmm. Out of, like, I haven't been baptized till I was 23, so starting at 9 years old to 23, I've only used a wand once. So it's very rare, depending on what kind of ritual spell you're doing, to use a wand.
Luna's going to tell you one of her experiences with this subject.
Yes. So, like I said, I've only used a wand once for one of the ritual spells I've performed. And for this specific ritual. It was a healing one, but it was a big one, okay? So this one required a tool. Like I said, big rituals for spells requires more tools, not a simple spell.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I had created my own out of a tree branch, and just like how you can anoint and pray over and make holy anything you lay your hands on, it's the same thing in witchcraft. You're just not using it for the light, you're using it for the dark. And then you basically enchant, I guess witchcraft would say that, instead of we say as Christians bless, then you are able to use your wand for the ritual. And I did it for
I think you told me a healing thing, right?
Yes.
For a family member.
For a family member, yes.
Well, there you go. There you go. Okay, well that's episode 1. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that we're helping our fellow Christians. Luna believes, and I also believe from prayer, that this is her calling. Sometimes you go through things in order to help other people who are going through it or who are going to go through it. And I think that there's nothing to be ashamed of. Her experience, like I said, if you watch her testimony, you'll learn some of the background. And I'm very proud of her to be open like this and to speak about this, because she will be judged by Christians and by non-Christians and by people who are in the occult. They may look at her as a traitor, but I think she made a good trade.
I sure did. I wasn't. I'm sorry.
Amen.
I'm not going to hell. I
Amen.
refuse.
And so I think God uses certain people to reach people. I think sometimes as Christians we forget the background of some of the people that Jesus has called. Adulterers, murderers, drunkards, prostitutes.
Past witches.
Past witches. He calls people. Jesus is powerful. He can overcome anything. He can make you overcome any demon. He's powerful. So I just want to say at the start of our first episode for Christians in the Occult that I'm super proud of you. You've come a long way, and I think it's great that you're speaking on this, and you're going to be helping a lot of people. So until next time, bye.